Yo, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video from The Sports Scoop. Today, we are doing the most overrated players in the NBA. If you guys haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. We're really close to 1,200 subscribers, so if you could help us get there, that would mean a lot. And make sure to watch a full video to see our full predictions. So let's get into number one, where I have Dwight Howard, the current center for the Los Angeles Lakers, but drafted in 2004. And really just showed selfishness. He brought them to the finals more or less in 2009, where they lost in 5 games to the Lakers, and just seems to be a selfish player. I think he's overrated. I think he's not as good as people think. I think he's gets not rebounds as he can. I think on the Lakers, he's a bench player. 7 season, five teams later, no championships, no really notable playoff runs. Nothing really special coming out of a number 1 pick. I think he's overrated, especially for this year. And I think he's a good bench player, but nothing a number 1 overall pick should be. At number 2, we have Draymond Green, the power forward from the Warriors. The reason I have him here is I really don't like Draymond Green. I think he's selfish, puts him before the team. So this year's, first of all, averaging 9 points. 7 rebounds as a power forward and 43% field goal. He's basically been overshadowed by their rookie Eric Pascal. Overrated. Overrated is a stamp you can put on Draymond Green for this year. You can even say the Warriors could have 5 rings if he wasn't there. His antics in and out of the locker room with the team, coaches, other players, is just really notable. Obviously suspended in Game 6 against the Cavs in that playoff run, and could be seen as a reason why they ended up losing that series. As well, in that playoff run against the Raptors, 2018-2019, where they lost and got in that fight with Kevin Durant in the locker room, which could have fueled the reason he dipped out of the Bay Area. I think he's overrated and talks too much for how much he should be producing as a player. I think, earlier, yeah, Draymond Green was good. I don't like him this year. I think he's overrated and should be playing at a higher level, especially due to the Warriors' key players being injured. I think he's definitely overrated. Number 3, this is slightly controversial. I have DeMar DeRozan. And I think simply for the fact that he really just hasn't done anything with the Spurs. Essentially traded for Kawhi Leonard and really was not special in the Spurs in any way. And I know what you're gonna say, yeah, the Raptors had a good team when Kawhi was there with Siakam, Kyle Lowry, who I'm not too hot on, while DeMar DeRozan has an older and not as good power forward in LaMarcus Aldridge. And I don't really see what he's done there, averaging about 22 points while Kawhi's averaging about 28. It just shows that magnanimous difference between the two players and how one affect teams and win championships as Kawhi did with the Raptors, carry that team to that championship. And that's why he's not on this list, because he's playing very well. At number 4, I have Paul George. I think he's overrated because of the way he's been quite non-existent on the Clippers, averaging 20 points, 43% from field goal, and 3 assists, which isn't great for a shooting guard. Whereas Kawhi, in other hands, is averaging almost 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 47% from field goal. And the real problem, as I've seen on NBC with some of these analysts, is that Paul George just disappears in games, and is not, relevant in these games, and just, really disappears. One of the best, perimeter defenders, and really hasn't been too great on the Clippers this year. I think he's overrated and was hyped too much for what he's done so far. At 5, I have, it was between either Kyrie Irving or James Harden. I went with Kyrie here because James Harden's averaging about 35 this year. I don't really care what you say about him. You can't be overrated if you're averaging that many points. Kyrie, simply for the fact that he has the ability to be a number 1 point guard and number 1 scoring option, as he's averaging 27 this year, but just doesn't have, the abilities to bring teams any success. as we've seen on Boston, had a great young core around him with Tatum, Jaylen Brown, as well as Al Horford, Marcus Smart, and just didn't do anything with them. No really good playoff runs. Didn't make it to the finals. Traded now to Brooklyn, where not nearly as good of a team around him as Boston. Still just really nothing. I think Kevin Durant's injured, and this moves me to my next one. He really just needs a bigger brother around him, whether it's LeBron or whether it's soon to be Kevin Durant, two players who have proven they can carry teams to finals. LeBron, one of the most clutch players in sports history, and it just shows he needs a bigger brother to do anything, and he's always that, Robin. He's always going to be the sidekick on a team. But yeah, that was it for the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you did make it to the end, make sure to drop a like as well. Comment down below your predictions or your thoughts on the video. We'll make sure to respond. We respond to every comment as well. Make sure to follow on all of our socials, Instagram, TikTok. We also have a podcast that will be linked down below if you want to go check that out. And make sure to go check out some of our other videos. It would mean a lot. And if you would subscribe and get us to 1,200 subscribers, that would really, really mean a lot. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.